by SPI back in 1980. It is one of the most strange games. That it is probably by far one of the strangest games I've come across. So what we need to do is I've got this open of kind of explaining what to kind of expect with this game a little bit, because it is such a bizarre game and such a bizarre system reference doc we're doing. Of course, we've got everything here in LEURPS Productions, written by John Carter, otherwise known as me. Then we're going to be doing the introduction into what role playing is and what introductions are and things such as that. I'm getting pinged by people. Also by Magpie, there you go. People are asking about the Root RPG. And Root RPG is always a fascinating thing to talk about, so we're going to be doing welcome to the introduction. The introduction of the Dallas RPG is actually a little bit different, because it's kind of talking about like, oh hey, well, what do we want to do? It's about this, it's about that. I'm going to be doing my best to kind of get this across, because it is such a arcane premise. And arcane premisi are what we do best here, generally speaking. I'm a little bit tired today, so oh my, oh me. So if you see me be a little bit fatigued, understand I'm not doing that out of anything else. So to give you an idea, these 8 pages are really what we're going to be like. This is the majority of the game. The little book here. This is the majority of the game. Let's see. So how do we want to do this? See, there's a few ways we can do this. One of the ways is we do a format column. We do a 2x2 column. Actually, do lorem ipsum. Give me a lorem ipsum generator. Give me like 7 paragraphs of lorem ipsum. Give me like 7 paragraphs of lorem ipsum. We plug this in here. And then set you to be normal, because we all love normal things, because normal things make my life a lot easier. Now, the thing is with, ooh. Yeah, the beautiful thing when it comes to talking about this is that the way it's set up is, so I'm trying to figure out the best way of setting this up properly, because there's a couple ways of doing it, and that means there's a couple ways of doing it right and a couple ways of doing it wrong. Because if we want to keep things as consistent as possible, what we should do is something like this. That does not, it does not like whatever the fuck I'm doing there. I guess another option would be, what happened if I put heading 1 here? I guess this would be the way to do it properly. Would be this, and then we do add space after paragraph. I guess this is how you would do it properly. I guess this is how you would do it right. A little bit weird looking, but See, this also lets us be a little bit more creative when it comes to making documents and how to make them nicer and make them prettier and how to experiment, because experimentation is always important. Always remember that. Experimentation lets us play around with ideas that we haven't thought of before. Let's do. What if we do something like this that gives us real tight amount? Okay. Okay. Plug this in. So, the JRSD. We're gonna try to copy. So JRSD is a role-playing game based on a variety of popular soap opera series in the 80s, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s USA. However, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it is the nature of it. You bring the world let's see, to life. Let's see. You bring the world that reflects to life in a dynamic, exciting manner by allowing each of the players, henceforth known as PL. Let's see. Each of the players to assume the role of a major character of that world and permitting them to interact with it in order to fulfill their goals and victory conditions. Going to put you right here. We're going to do is heading to. What we're going to do this. Add space before paragraph. We're going to do that. We're going to input you heading to. JRSD is an RPG. The JRSD differs greatly from traditional fantasy role-playing game. Let's see, differs great from traditional fantasy role-playing games where taking the role of brave heroes or adventuring souls is not the focus. Instead, the JRSD facilitates dramatic and confrontational play between confrontational drama between facilitates dramatic and confrontational situations between the characters and the situations that they find themselves in. Each of the characters called each of the characters have a each of the PL will assume the role of one of the quote major characters. One of the major characters of their very own television show. scenarios as that character. Instead of trying to find magic treasure, instead of trying to find magic treasure, the characters at odds of what to do in a situation, or trying to control what to do in a situation, or trying to control a plot device which will enable them to win. Each character has number of values which reflect their abilities and their ability to influence others and be manipulated themselves. However, one of the PL will take role of the director. More a facilitator of sorts that creates the circumstances of the episode. Circumstances of the episode, and introduces members of the ensemble that they will play. Ultimately, the director's job is to create tension between the characters and enable the flow of play. This we do right. Yeah, this is something that it does a lot. I don't know why. It always throws me for a loop anytime it does this. Yeah. Okay, so we do. How do we want to work this? Actually, episodes, seasons. Episodes and victory. What? Episodes and victory. Contrasting. Let's see. Contrasting majority of TTRPG in the modern sphere. The JRSD is inherently competitive in some way. Competitive in some ways. Whenever every episode, the name of a session, each of the characters will have particular goals and ambitions they want to complete. These are their victory conditions. They may need to control. Let's see. They may need to control a plot device. They may need to control a plot device. Certain side characters. They may need to control a plot device. Certain side characters, or make sure that another character loses. When they let's see, during the episode, they will be amassing victory points. Indicating how successful they are in their endeavor. Let's see how successful they are in their endeavors. Whoever has completed their victory condition, has the most VP. Those who fail both suffer a setback in their ambition. What does the as the season, the name of a campaign. The name of a campaign progresses. As the season, the name of a campaign progresses of sequential episodes. Whoever manages to secure the most number of complete victories, complete successes. Secure the most number of complete successes. We'll be able to define the season finale. And there, and try to complete their ultimate for them. This is one of the most important ideas of the game, is that there are victory conditions. And throwing the idea of that there are victory conditions. Okay, let's see. We want to do. Yeah, we need to explain game terms. We're going to explain game terms. We're going to explain. Actually, no, we're going to explain game terms, and that's fairly important. Then we're going to be doing actually sequence of play. Actually, no, we're going to do. Then let's talk about game. No, we don't need to talk about game terms. I think we're pretty good. What to do now? I'm going to delete this. We're going to hit this. Format columns. Hit U. Go to heading 1. And then we're going to be doing. How do we want to do our how to play section? How do we want to word our how to play section, everyone? In the writers. Actually, no, that's not bad. We want to use that for later. We do not have a lot of space here. Mm. 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 Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so during the, let's see, during the, okay, so mm. Mm. How do I want to word? Ow. Meow. Meowch. Actually, okay, so during an episode, it's reasonable to expect there will be tension and erupting between the characters. Let's see, erupting between the characters and members of the ensemble. During the episode, it's reasonable to expect that there will be tensions and arguments erupting between characters. When there is a reasonable chance of failure in a situation, reasonable chance of fail. Actually, 1, 2. When characters come to verbal or physical blows, they will enter a conflict with one another. A conflict. Let's see. Efforts to affect one. Let's see. During an episode, it's reasonable to expect there will be tension and arguments erupting between the characters and members of the ensemble. When characters come to verbal or physical blows, they will enter a conflict with one another. A conflict measures both the characters' abilities against one another in an attempt to affect one another, to seize control of plot devices, get information, or let's see, a conflict is resolved. Let's see, comparing the, let's see, conflict. What do I want? JRSD. JR, mind you. J.R. Ewing is the main antagonist of the The he is effectively the main antagonist of Dallas, the television role-playing game, and Dallas in general. This is JR. So to kind of give you the idea, calling it the JRSD is just to play on the name. That's all that it is. Because JR is a horrible human being. This is a very important one of the most important things to know about Dallas is that JR is a horrible human being. He is comically evil, and everyone knows that he is comically evil. And he's not even like, oh, you're like funny evil. No, he's like, I'm going to gaslight your entire family into hating you, and then make a call and complain about your moral fiber to someone to make you lose your job. Because I fucking hate you. Why would you do that to me? Because I fucking hate you, and I find it funny to watch you squirm in misery. Damn, JR. And again, he's this extremely charismatic individual, and it's very funny because in the Dallas television role-playing game, in the Dallas RPG, he is effectively the antagonist. And playing as him, you literally cannot lose your power because you have the most amount of power over people. But every time you lose power, every time you have to give it up permanently, other people score victory points over you. You can literally lose, complete all your objectives, but lose because you lost too much power and somebody else won. Literally by being a gaslight gatekeep girl boss against you. But you also are a complete monster whose entire job in life is to fuck with people. That is the joke with JR, is that he is a tool of ultimate conflict. Let's see. We want to do Okay, so let's see. A conflict is resolved by comparing the effect and resist values of actually, a conflict is resolved by a character comparing their effect value and against their target's resist value. If the effect value is greater than 12, if the effect value is greater than 12 up, they automatically succeed. They automatically succeed and get what they want. From them. If the effect value is between 2 and 11. Let's see, actually no. If the is less than 0, they cannot hope to succeed and automatically fail. If the effect value between 2 and 11, the character will roll 2d6, roll 2 6-sided die, 2d6, and compare the result. If the die are less than let's see, effect value is greater oh, hello, man. Hello, Manly. You should take a shot every time you see JR's face. Unfortunately, no. I have to keep things look vaguely appropriate. But we do still have. Let me see if I still have the power edit. I do not have the power edit still. Yeah, I will, see, I actually did a video on Dallas, a television role-playing game, and it's very funny. It's a very funny game, and with some very goofy situations in it. Just due to the fact that, yes, this is a competitive game. How do I, like... Okay. So, I need to, so a conflict is resolved by a comparing their let's be zombie character announcing which ability they will be using. Let's see, announcing which ability they will be using to accomplish their goal. Then we'll make all modifications. We'll make them adding power using bonuses. Using special bonuses. Applying tropes, and states the total value of their effect attempt. Plus the total value of their effect attempt. For example, having a persuasion value of 20 with +2 power. With +2 power. Let's see. Having a persuasion value of 20 with +2 power and a +2 trope. Having a +2 trope for a total affecting value of 24. The resisting character by a character. The resisting character will apply. Let's see. Well, and any additional modifications to their. Let's see. Resisting value of the same resisting value of the same ability the resisting value of their ability is compared against the affecting value of let's see, of the affecting value. Let's see, the resisting value of the resisting value, not their resisting value, the resisting value of their ability is compared against the affecting value. Let's see, resulting in a spread. If the spread result, so. Conflict is resulting in spread. here, we insert table. That. 1, 2, spreader 1 or less. Instant failure, instant success. Take a chance. See, the thing is, in theory, you could just run this easy as a, like, this is just a Sopranos game. It would be very simple, actually. Let's see. So... okay, so now we do, if the result... if this requires the affecting character to make a chance... to take a chance, they need to roll 2d. They need two six-sided die, 2d6 below the spread value. For example, for spread value, if they roll under the current. If they roll under the current result, if they roll under the spread, they have succeeded. They have succeeded and claim their prize. And claim their prize. If they roll over the spread, they have failed. They have failed their attempt. They have failed their attempt. They have failed their character. Let's see, and claim that if they roll over their spread, they have failed their attempt. Yeah, results of a conflict. So when a conflict resolves, when a conflict is resolved in the affecting character's favor, they will announce what they are seeking from the affected character. If it is a side character, if it let's see, results may occur, which will be in the appropriate section, but on average they will choose to in one of the following: provide information upon demand. If Let's even let's see. Affecting character. Affecting a side character. I usually don't like doing that, and you know what? I still don't. Not going. Instead, playing this. So. Let's see, there we go. These are the most basic ones. Results of conflict. Chan. No. One thing we need to do is we need to do luck and feats. Every character will have luck. A measure of measure of the lucky breaks and beneficial situations that let's see, may find themselves in whenever they are affected by another character, and fail, they may attempting to roll under their luck, under their luck. Something to roll under their luck. Roll under their luck. Situation or fortune has them avoid, or fortune has intervened in some, way. If they fail, it goes through as normal. If a character may use their luck once per scene, in this way. Every next each character has a number of values which measure their innate characteristics. Their innate whenever the character is not in a conflict, let's see. Whenever the character is not in a conflict, but needs to check if they succeed or not succeed at a task, they will modify based on the difficulty of the task. And I mean, if we get rid of this, okay, go. Should I clean my floor or clean my desk? Cleaning the desk is easier than cleaning the floor. Always remember that. I should clean my desk, honestly. Looking at my desk is a mess because I have like a bunch of this stuff around. That's the funniest part. There's just stuff around me. And there's stuff that I vaguely need sometimes, but... Uh-oh. Okay, what am I looking at? Oh, that is legitimately 95% of the game. This is 99% of the actual game. And we've just distilled it down into... Actually, what we... We've distilled everything down into like a very... into a very simple way of doing things. At the most basic, this is what you need to do. But at the most basic, we're also going to here. I'll have you know, by the way, that it is physically agonizing for me to do this, because I usually don't use columns. And I don't use columns on Google Docs is because it's very small. And you don't actually have a lot of room to work with. What happens? Just entertain me for... What happens if I do... What happens if I do... Oh, goodness. We're cutting it a little close here. All right. What I'm gonna do right now is we are going to take a second here. We're going to hammer out some terminology. This terminology is very important, especially in a game like this. So let's just do some basic terms. We have major characters. What is a major character? A character controlled by a PL. Major influence on the soul. A side character. A character controlled by the, let's see, character controlled by the director may be... What term do I use? Okay, so we need to then do influenced. Influence. State a state in which a side character a side character is working with and may be used by a major character. Okay, easy enough. Effect. What's the term they use for effect here? A character, so an affecting character would be a character using an ability to using their ability to so yeah, you are just trying to, so if you want to do a resist, we want to do abilities combination. Combination 2 or 3 values that values innate characteristics. No, these would be, these need to be here. You need to be. So, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do this. This is for my own sanity, by the way. This is not official as of right now. They're gonna go, it's gonna go somewhere in here. I don't know where, but it's gonna go in here somewhere. Okay. Oh, hey, Notepad. Yoink. See, this is what happens when I get hyper focused. I block things out. I ignore my chat. I ignore the voices in my head. As the kids say, I lock the fuck in. So how do we want to do? So actually, we want to do each character's number of values reflect their ability. So values. Able to influence others, have able to take the role of facilitator, circumstance contrasting majority of RPGs, victory points, season progresses during an episode. Affect one in an attempt to affect one another, and Characters building against one another in an attempt to affect one another to seize control of plot devices to get information. Persuade side characters to cause. As well, announcing which ability they will be using to which value they will be using to accomplish their goal. The affecting character. Why don't we change it to active character? We change it to active character. The active character format. What note? Character values against another. We'll then make any modification, adding power, applying tropes. Back to 10. So we want to do. I'm to verbal. The resisting character. Active character and effect attempt. Lolly 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 lay, party lolly lolly lay. Wow, 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 wow. Focus on the game, ignore chat. This is a break on the Friday rule. Not really. Like, it's technically this is SRD 4. I said I was going to be working on it. Usually the concept of the Friday rule is like we're starting an entire new game. We're not really starting the JRSD. We're kind of just working on the SRDs in general. I want to try to get the basics done because this is a very esoteric idea already. Requires an affecting character, requires the primary character to take a chance. That's all lucky feats. Every character will have luck, a measure of their Okay, so this is where things start getting. Overall, what we need to do now is while it would be funny calling it casting couch, I don't think we can do I don't think we can call it that legally. Let's think. Why not? Not that kind of game. See, that's the problem. Like, casting couch now has a very specific, like, idea behind it. And it was like, hey, everyone, remember casting couch? I was like, uh-oh. Yo! Let's see. So, generally speaking, I actually wrote this down in my notebook today. Because, yes, anytime I go out, I literally have a notebook at this point that I put all my notes in. because I am a big fucking nerd. I'm scared one day someone's gonna look over my shoulder and like just see my half-scrawled insanity on my notebook. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, Mr. Notepad? I'm like, I can explain. So, generally speaking, everyone has a number of abilities. Now, the abilities we've technically got luck, intelligence, charm, deviousness, this is from the book, mind you, attractiveness, power, and nerve. There are two special ones here. Luck and power are special. This is the thing, there are two special abilities. These are power and luck. These do not factor into values. That is the important part. Every character, technically, has all of these attributes. These are all rated from, technically, 1 to 9. But we are instead going to be doing 0 to 12. Yeah, there we go. These are our measures of our abilities. Actually, no, we're going to... no, we're bring it down to 10. I literally have 12 marked out to put to 9, so we're going to do 10. So, very basic. These are just measured from 0 to 10. 0 being hopeless to paragon. You are literally perfect. So, this is the thing. I looked at JR in the actual book, and you know, good old fashioned, the Dallas television role-playing game. I looked at JR, and I found his stats. So, here is JR's stats. This is JR's abilities up here. JR has, JR has a power of 9. All power does is a flat +1 or -1 to all of your abilities. He has a luck of 6. His intelligence is 8. His charm is 8. His deviousness is 8. His attractiveness is 4, and his nerve is 8. Now, he is damn near the perfect man. He's got 51 stats points. He is insane. And if I really take a step back and try to break down everyone else's stats, it wouldn't be impossible. Because if I remember correctly, persuasion is intelligence, charm, and attractiveness. While its defense is intelligence and nerve. I believe that's the case. But yeah, like, that's literally all that this is. Normally, the game does not have you focus on these at all. These are all hidden values in the base game. You do not learn about this. The only reason I have discovered these effectively hidden values is because they say, yeah, we arbitrarily gave him 8s and everything, except attractiveness. In which they do not tell you why what's that. I had to deduce it with math. Yeah, welcome to my life. We are literally back hacking a system that they literally have not thought of. This is we are trying to back hack things that by all accounts do not work. What are we cooking tonight? We're cooking the JRSD. So, my idea, there's effectively 2 ideas that we can go with, and my present ideas are very simple. Option A, Option A. Effectively, you free assign. You free assign among your six main attributes. So, power, luck, intelligence, charm, deviance, attractiveness, and nerve. You literally just say, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and you just write it in. What does this mean by the free assign? Effectively, the higher, if you have high stats, you lose out on things. That's kind of the basic idea. So I thought something like pretty much 10, 20, 30, 30, 40, 50, effectively. If I have 21 stat points assigned, I got 21 in total here. That means I've got up to I have 3 tropes. Now, tropes are not in the base game, but effectively a trope is going to be like rough old man, and it's going to be like a +1, +2, +3, or something like that. This trope here is effectively a flat bonus that we get in certain circumstances. We have lower stats in general, but we have a lot higher stats by virtue of having these tropes that can be applied to a number of different things. And that's kind of one of the ways to reward players throughout the season is you're getting more and more tropes. You are getting more and more of these abilities to influence one another. However, if your stats are too high in the 40, in the 50 plus range, what happens is, hey, you start taking drawbacks. People get an advantage on you. What does this mean? Hey, because you are so min-maxed, because you are so over-optimized, they get a bonus to affect you. Someone gets something on you. Hey, you get a +20, they treat X something as 20 or something like that. Not perfect, but it's as good as we're going to get as we're right. It's as good as we have right this second. We are improvising at this point. We're working with it. We're just gambling. We are gamble coring. This is not flawless. This is a very flawed idea. Now, option B. How am I doing today? I'm gaming. So option B is effectively a point buy system. Now, what do I mean by a point buy? Effectively, you have X number of points that you can freely assign wherever you want. I was thinking around something like 45 for main characters and kind of 40 for not main characters, if that makes sense. Like, hey, someone says, I want to be a protagonist. As a protagonist, you get 45. As the antagonist, you get 45. As wacky, as important side characters, you get like 40. That's kind of the idea. Like, you're not like the main 2 characters kind of thing. You're not the main character. Everyone's a main character. Some people are just more main than others. Some people are simply built different. Now, the point buy system is really easy. And it would probably be the best. Then we have option C, the radical option, the playbook option. What does that mean? Effectively, you have pre-assigned stats. Stats with slight modification. Everyone gets like a pre-built stat block, and you say you have 5 points to spread. Go for it. The playbook option is the radical option. It's effectively a class variant with all the problems and benefits of it. We would have to double down more on. I'm calling it a playbook because we would have to put in aspects such as, hey, you are the antagonist. You get a lot of points right off the bat. Problem being, people love it when you suffer. you actively need to protect yourself as much as possible. And you're also usually going to have a lot of things are going to be you needing to accomplish something. But mind you, being an antagonist does not necessarily mean that you're a bad person, it just means that you are working against the players, or working against others more often than not. Tony Soprano is an antagonist. He does things actively to fuck others people over. Point buy is the safe option. What am I missing? What am I missing? Point buy with a top. How do you do, my favorite 2-view schizo? I am alive. I guess I am a 2-view now, aren't I? Truly, I'm moving up in the world. Is this where it would overlap with Flabbergasted? God, that would maybe not be a worst idea. 1, 2, 3. Because technically, with 40 points, we would have a 2 and like, roughly speaking, that's the wrong way. 40 divided by 7. We would have about 5 in everything, so that would be 15 10s, 5s and 6s. It would be 5s and 6s and everything. So, I mean, if we're doing this, so if we want to do this. Boga. I don't know how to format this book. So I mean, okay, let's just do. Generally speaking, we cannot follow this. This book is not actually the best way to format anything, because it's very bizarre in the way that it is formatted, because it is effectively 5 different things haphazardly strung together. But what we're going to do, first things first, we need to establish we talk about the sequence of play. No. We put sequence of play. Why don't we put sequence of play here? We put sequence of play here. So this would be art of drama, luck and feats, sequence of play. We establish how to play / process. Or no. We sequence of play here. Like, this is how we actually resolve situations. This is process of play. Then here we're going to explain So this would be commentary. It would be commentary, director scene. Actually, this would be the commentary. No, this would be scene. We explain what scenes are. Explain phases and scenes there. Then we do... Isa. Yeah, go. Watch Fox. Watch Spicy Fox. This is Notepad stares at a document and attempts to construct something from dirt. That is what we are doing. Legitimately speaking, we are constructing something from nothing. Maybe I'm relying on this. Okay, let's just get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of that. Insert table of contents. So, preface. Introduction. What do we do? Introducing the JRSD and some of its weirder ID. The art of drama. This is literally how to play. Then we're going to have to go. Then we would move into. Would you move into character creation or would you move into series creation? Actually, no. What we would call it is we call it the writer's room, in which we do character creation, and then we talk about series creation. Because ultimately, creating the characters goes with the series. So it would be something like that. Effectively, in the writer's room, you determine what the series you're actually playing is, and then make characters based on that series. And I'm going to literally provide, this is the most basic concepts for a series. Do not flesh things out as much. We are running ads, Evil. I want you to remember that. We are running ads. I don't think you might not be getting them. You might be lucky and not having to see Twitch ads. Because, God, I hate Twitch ads. Let's see. Series creation, character creation. Then we would go into... We introduce the situation, writer's room, series creation. During the character creation, we're going to explain a lot more about the nature of how characters function and what they look like. If we already establish what characters look like and how they act, that's going to explain how affecting and all that works. And we can provide samples of play. Okay. So that's going to establish a lot of this. And then we would need to actually... Then we go into... Then we do... So actually, no, then we do prime time. That would be... This is the main one. We would do... We establish in prime time. With prime time, what we would establish is the nature of... So I should say... Scenes. Scenes and lead into commercial break. Actually, we would do conflict scenes, dramatic scenes, commercial breaks. So, actually, no, we do dramatic scenes first. And then we would do, No. Then we would go into... The idea of syndication rights, which would be establishing... Syndication rights would be establishing new things, changing the nature of the game, etc., etc. Okay. Because all a dramatic scene is a conflict is not taking place, but we are establishing between me and any controlled character I have and you. That's the big thing. We are establishing a scene where we are talking and we are negotiating. If you are not in the same scene with one another, you cannot negotiate, but you're safe, if that makes sense. You don't need to do something that you might need to. And you can, it's one of those things is anyone in the scene knows what's going on. Anyone not in the scene does not know what's going on. And it's one of those things of, hey, I have a plot device that's important and that you need, but I don't need. I want to have a dramatic scene and I want to effectively put something there, but a conflict can break out kind of thing. Conflict scene at the end of the day. Conflict scenes are me saying, I want something, you want something, fisticuffs, fisticuffs, fisticuffs. All a commercial break is a reset of the scenes. is a reset of logic. Because if you say, I am at the oil field, and you say, I am at the house, these things are established facts. Actually, we should talk about that, shouldn't we? Shouldn't we? Yeah, no, we need to talk about... Establish that. Altoids had the same effect on Mintos and puts in asking for a friend. Don't think so. Ooh, right there, right there. I can feel it in my back. Ugh. Oh, yes. So, effectively, a established situation is me saying, I am here, you are there. This is across town. I cannot reach you in a reasonable amount of time. However, commercial break happens. That means we reset all logic. That's the establishment theory. Everything is kind of vague until someone establishes something. Once a scene has been established, you cannot get rid of that. Once you've established a fact, it is much more, okay. Right. We're going to write sequence of play. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to copy all of this. We're going to put it right here. And we're going to do this. This is everything we need. We've already written the concept of the introduction. Now, the art of drama, what we need to do is talk about the sequence of play. So, yeah, let's see. Role-playing games as, well, let's see, differs greatly, actually, JSR, the JRSD uses a phase and scene system to establish the pace of the episode, to establish the pace of the episode for the director, and characters. A phase is a set of scenes. There are. Let's see. There are 3 phases during a episode of the GJR. During an episode. Let's see. There are 3 phases during an episode. Rising. Let's see. It would be establishing. Actually, it would be like context phase. Rising act. The how do you want to? Effectively, what it's going to be is like the introduction phase, like the context phase. Like, I guess you could call it like introduction. Really. Like, you have the intro phase. The intro phase is the shortest. It is the easiest to understand. It is, I am introducing what the episode is, and I'm going to be introducing everything that everyone needs to know. On this episode of Dr. Blood MD, oh no, there's a patient who is currently, in this episode of Dr. Blood MD, Dr. Blood has woken up and he is currently incredibly sick of a mysterious disease, but he needs to treat his patients without revealing what's going on. Oh no, we've established something going on. We established what's going on in the episode. We established what's happening. What is the basic pitch of the episode and what's going on? That is the most baseline understanding of what's happening. What is happening? Why are we doing it? Good night. So, introduction, this would be, there's got to be a better way. It's effectively this. Introduction, rising action, and then it's effectively rising action ends, you know, like, it's pretty much part, like, A plot, B plot. Actually, for... Let's see, the introduction has a director introduce plot devices, side character. Let's see, our striving. Each character will have a establishing scene. Let's see. Each character will have an establishing scene, setting themselves up for the. What do you call that? It's effectively, you can break down most television dramas. Like, I mean, you can break down most television dramas very easily. There's the introduction. That is the most basic understanding. Usually there is commercial break. Then there is the, oh no, the main plot. The main plot. Commercial break. Like, commercial break. We've solved, oh no. The real plot. Commercial break. We've resolved the plot. Resolve the plot. Commercial break. Commercial break. And then end. That's the usual format. You can find this in a lot of, like, telenovelas and stuff. It's like if we take something like House, for example, like House MD, effectively, you'll usually have the A plot and the B plot. The A plot is usually the patient, while the B plot is house shenanigans. Oh no, the patient has chromodephilitis, and we've got to figure out a way to stop it. But however, the B plot is House is getting hooked on Vicodin again. Or, oh no, House is trying to kick Vicodin and he's not doing too hot. B plot always influences A plot. You can even find this in Family Guy. It's a very common thing. Very common literary, show writing. But I'm trying to figure out what would you call, like, the first half of an episode and second half of an episode of... You have your like, establishing moments, and then you go into the more, like, dramatic bullshit. There's got to be a term for this. The four phases during an episode, introduction, rising. So action climax. So actually, have established a scene, setting themselves up. Action phase is the first half of the episode, usually consisting of 3 to 4, scenes. These scenes have the let's see. The action phase, the first half of the episode, usually consisting of 3 to 4 scenes. These scenes have the characters jockey for side characters' organizations or attempt to complete their goals the best they can. All the while, trying to once all side characters once all side characters and plot devices are claimed and influence additional scene 3 as the characters attempt to affect and resist one another's attempts or let's see, after the final scene, counts up their victory points and see if they succeeded in their victory condition. The resolution phase, let's see, the resolution phase has the director actually, the resolution phase has the director. Let's see. Those are setbacks. Just have new facts of the world, new facts of the show, and what returns to the status quo, and what returns to the status quo, What returns to the status quo? Onto line, we do here. One of the actually we do can do is going to this. We do this, and then we put in oh god, what's its television show term? There is oh god, what's that term? There's a term. It's not a plot device. It's what am I linking on? It is a term effectively saying, it's a term establishing, like, this is what it is, like, this is where you are. You can't be where you aren't. Is it establishing shot? Like, mm. 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 Important concepts in the JRSD is the are establishing shots. These are whenever a character announces they are going somewhere or doing something, they have created the establishing the shot of them doing that. If a character is at the bar, they cannot be across town as well. If this character is in location A, talking to another character, they cannot be in location B at the same time. There are 3 ways. Get her to, let's see. The director has control over certain establishing shots, such as time, place, such as time and place. If two scenes are happening simultaneously, two scenes are happening simultaneously, then they cannot intersect with one another. Unless it makes sense to do such. Characters always have control over where they actually are. Let's see. Characters always have control over where they are, but rarely. Let's see. Characters always have control over where they are, and when prompted, may provide additional details that support or change the nature of the establishing shot. At the oil. I'm at the oil rig, inspecting the workers. It's late in the afternoon. I'm at the oil rig inspecting the workers, and it's late in the afternoon. This line. Where and well, let's see. Where and when. This line establishes where and when the character. Rhyming to the noon. Different establishing. Then we do. Not seen, saying themselves. I've been cutting deal. Commercial breaks. Oh, ellipses, or cutaway shot. Yeah, again, it's kind of the idea of like you've established a bunch of things in a scene, you can kind of do that, and you have to follow a fairly logical scent of play. If it's the morning, you cannot be somewhere else in the morning. You have to be where you are saying you are. However, if it says the afternoon and no one stops you, then it's the afternoon now, and that's how you can kind of move from point A to point B a little easier. You cannot teleport in this game. However, you can dramatically teleport if it makes sense. Okay, so that establishing shots and sequence of play. We've got that. Then we're going to open up. Then it would be opening up into the writers. There we go. Then we'd be opening up into the writer's room, in which we will be establishing how to make a series. This would be making a series, making characters. Once we learn how to make a series and make characters, we're going to be good, and life will be a lot easier. However, what I'm going to do right now is call it here, because I need to read JTRPGs for tomorrow, because I'm a little bit behind. Now, the two games we're going over, what I want to go over anyway, for tomorrow is we're going over Scrap Princess, because Scrap Princess is a very interesting game, and I think it'd be really interesting to talk about. We're going over Revolture, and we're going over Beastbind Trinity. I am debating on Fledge Witch. I am seriously debating on Fledge Witch. If you kind of see this particular game, it's a little interesting. It has got some interesting ideas. It's not very long. That's why I'm like, we could probably do it. It's just, I don't know. Is it interesting enough to talk about it? Who knows? Let's see, everyone act it. But yeah, no, that's kind of debating on it. It's either going to be Fledge Witch or we're going to talk about Log Horizon. Those are the two. Both of them are weird in their own way. But yeah, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for watching. Maybe maybe a stream on Sunday to work on this more, just like the last minute before I go to New York for the week. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day, but we will play it by ear because that's what we do here. Hell yeah! Alright, everyone, Godspeed, good luck. You know the rest. I am, as they say, away.